Hi everyone, this is Amanda Doran once again with the Animal Chatters. So if you could hit the like button, the subscribe button and the notification bell, please, if you want to subscribe, and we can let you know when there's going to be more episodes on. I am here with Catherine and Brian in their home. Thank you so much for having me, having us. And Catherine actually is also working with animals again. Would you like to just mention what you do?
Thanks, Amanda. Yes, I run a small business called Supportive Health Solutions. It's been running now for about 6 years. And I look at your dog's health through their nutrition and also through body works, things like massage, bone therapy, laser and conditioning exercises, which is really good for dogs of all life stages and ages, but particularly dogs that have arthritis or pain or are, recovering from injury or surgery. So, if you have an animal that you'd like me to look at, please look me up, Supportive Health Solutions.
Supportive is SUPPAW.
Yes,
TIVE.
Playing on the word paw.
Supportive. And I can vouch for Catherine. I know that she's an amazing lady, amazing healer. She's in Brisbane, Southside, out Capella way. So if you want to catch up with her, please go to her website. Now today we're going to be communicating with animals living and animals passed over. And so I'm going to start off with, so you have had 2 pass over, is that right?
Yes.
2 dogs, is that 2 dogs pass? And then you have a large one as well, don't you? That was yours some time ago?
My family in Ireland.
Family dog. Was he a big dog?
Yeah, he was a cross from Labrador and some other cross.
Something
large.
Aren't they all? I think we all are these days, even us humans. Because I've got 2 smaller dogs. Was one small and one sort of a medium size with you guys?
So I had 3 pass, my 3 musketeers, and
your
2
3
were
musketeers
small and 1
and
was
2
big.
were small and 1, because I've got 2. What were they like? Chihuahuas or Pomeranians or something. I feel like they're small. They were mixed. Was 2 different? Even the small 2 smaller ones, were they slightly different from each other?
They were actually the same breed. They were both miniature schnauzers, but one was a salt and pepper and one was a black
because
schnauzer.
when I'm looking at them, the 2 smaller ones tell me that they are either they're like a different color, and they are slightly different. And then you have another one, is that correct? That was slightly bigger than the other 2.
Yes.
What was it? A male?
It was a female.
Female, my apologies. So the female is the larger one. Was she a cross? Something?
Very much a cross.
Yeah, because I'm saying to her, well, sweetie, what are you? And she's going, I don't know. I think a bit of this and a bit of that and a bit of something else.
Yeah.
And so the 2 small ones you had were very close, were they?
Very, very close.
And the bigger one, did they all live together, did
Yes,
they? Because
did.
the 3 of them are coming through. There's the 2 smaller ones and the bigger one, and who tells me that she had a bit of this and a bit of that and a bit of something else. She's not quite sure. But she said, was she a rescue?
Yes, she was.
Yes, because she tells me that she's a rescue. And she was a little bit older when she came in, was she? Was she about 6 months or something, a year old?
No, she was...
Actually, no, she was
about 3 months.
Because she's telling me that she was slightly older when she came in. But she blended in pretty well, didn't she?
Oh, yes.
Because she's telling me that the other 2 loved her, didn't they?
Oh,
because
very much.
I feel the 3 of them coming through together. Now, we've got another one coming, Brian. Did you have another one pass over?
Yeah.
A larger dog?
Yeah.
Because I've got the 3 here.
Yeah.
Then I've got another dog coming through for you that's passed over. Was that... Did you used to sing to it or something? Guitar? What's the singing?
Saxophone.
Saxophone!
He used to howl with me.
He's singing, and I'm thinking, he's looking at you and he's going, we used to sing, and I'm feeling this with the hands, and he's looking at me going, me and Dad used to sing. So you used to...
He used to howl, I used to play the saxophone.
That's what I'm hearing in the background.
Everyone else used to run for the hills.
I love it. So you used to use the saxophone, and he used to sing with you in his own way.
Yeah.
Because he's laughing at the singing at you. What was his name?
Barney.
Barney. I was going to say something else, but I wasn't sure. I don't always get names, so I'm not perfect. I probably need to have a day job, but anyway. So I'm feeling Barney. Was he like a family dog, was he?
Yeah.
He was, did he love fishing?
He loved being down the river with us.
Down the river
we
with
all
you.
used to fly, myself and my brothers used to fly fishing.
Because he's shown me that he used to love to go to the fishing or the water, and he's shown me the fishing rods, and he's saying walking down to the river or something like that. Was there 3 of you?
There was, well, I have 5 brothers, and all but the 3 other brothers used to fish as well, fly fish on the river.
Because he's telling me either there is you and 2 others, or there is you and 3 others. Right,
yeah.
because he's saying, Barney's telling me that there was more than just you. He's saying often there would be 3 or 4 of us that would go down and do the fishing.
Yeah.
And he just loved that, didn't he? That was his thing. Did you have him from a puppy?
Yes, yeah, from a puppy. Yeah.
A puppy. And was he quite old when he passed?
He
about
was,
11
yeah.
or,
No, 15.
no, actually 15. I was going to say
Yeah.
he's probably about 15 when he passed over, because he said he lived a very, very long life. He wanted to let you know that he is coming through, and this is why I asked you for no primary information whatsoever. But thank you. I will let him have that singing.
You might want to.
It's hilarious. It's hilarious. So we've got your dog coming through, Barney, and then we've got your 3 coming through. And there is, so we've got 2 living, so we'll have a chat with those in a minute. What's the bird?
Oh.
Can ask Brian about
I
it,
was
right?
throwing a stick for Maisy and I didn't, throwing in a pie and a bird flew by and accidentally I killed it.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
I felt a bird passed away,
Yeah.
but I wasn't feeling like it was caged, and the bird is saying to you, it's okay, it wasn't your fault. So
Yeah.
you accidentally threw
I
something?
was throwing a stick for Maisy and the next thing I see a bird falling out of the sky, so it was
Oh
random.
dear.
Yeah, it was terrible. But
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. That, you know what? These things happen, and when we have accidentally taken the life of an animal, they are very, very forgiving. They understand that this was something that. Did you feel really bad for a long time?
Yeah, I thought it mightn't have been dead. I was bringing it back up here and thought it might come back to life, but no, yeah, it was gone. Yeah.
That's what the bird is saying to you. It's okay. It wasn't your fault. When the bird knows that you felt really bad about it. All of a sudden, I'm seeing this bird, and it's all of a sudden passed away. So, so not your fault. Please don't feel bad about it.
Thanks.
You've Maisey. Is it Maisey that follows the snakes?
Maisy.
Maisey, sorry.
Our current dog. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
She a snaker, is she?
I've never seen her with a snake. The other dog did try to pull a snake out of the dam, but if they do see them,
It's one of those 2 that's living. Is that correct?
yeah, Maisie's living. They're both
Maisie's and sorry, what's your other Oscar? Oscar tried to pull a snake out of the dam. One of them 2 that is living is that they're both talking at me at the same time, and Oscar is saying to me, "Look at this, Amanda! I pulled a snake. I got a snake." Did he eventually leave it in the dam?
Yes, I screamed and Brian said leave it, and he left it.
He left it because he's like, "What? Taking my fun away from me." Do you know what sort of snake it was?
It was a yellow greeny type snake, so it wasn't.
I was going to say, I don't think it was a poisonous snake. But since then, Oscar has told me that he doesn't go near snakes. He's seen a couple around, and I feel like he's chased a couple. But generally, he will leave them alone. So I've just said to him, please don't touch the snakes.
Yeah, please don't.
Please don't. Any kind of snake, don't touch the snake. Just leave them alone, and they will go off in their own accord. I got a cat coming through. Have you had a cat passed over?
I've never owned a cat, but my aunt has had a lot of cats in her lifetime.
Right.
And one of them I was quite fond
You
of.
were really close. I've got a cat coming through that's passed away, and I wasn't sure whether it's actually yours or connected to a family member. So your auntie had a lot of cats. She's passed, is that right?
My aunt, no.
The cats have?
Yeah.
Okay, because all the cats are coming through. One in particular was coming through. What was that cat's name? Was that Lily or something? Or
Heshabel.
Heshabel. I knew there was an L in it somewhere. you knew this cat from a very young age, from when it was young, probably about 1 or 2 or something.
Yeah, she could have been.
Yeah, because she's telling me, she's coming through, this cat's coming through, and I had a feeling that it wasn't quite belonging to you, but it was connected to you. And sometimes animals will come through if we're connected to their owners. This does happen sometimes. So your auntie's still living, and she has a lot of cats, and you were connected to, quite connected to one of them. Okay, so this cat, Heshabel, was it? Mahatabel. She's coming through and saying to you, remember me? Was this a number of years ago now?
Oh yeah, would have been.
I mean, I'm not saying you're old or anything like that, but what I'm picking up on is this, that a number of years ago, this beautiful cat's coming through. Was she multicolored?
She was.
Because she shows me lots of different colours. Was she like a tabby or something, or orange or white or black or something?
No,
a couple
she was
of colours.
actually a Persian. Those beautiful piercing blue eyes.
She is gorgeous. I can sense her strongness around her, and so you knew her for quite a long time, didn't you? Yes, because she's coming through again. I'm coming back to you with your dog. I'm sorry, what was his name? Barney. Barney,
yeah.
Has he been gone for quite a long time, Barney?
Yeah, he's been gone probably 24 years, 23 years, yeah, maybe.
Who's buried down the back?
We don't know. The previous owners have 3 dogs.
Ah,
might have had other
okay,
dogs before.
because I'm picking up on, have you come across the graves?
No.
Don't know where they are.
Okay, because I'm picking up on a couple of graves down the back. When we came in here, I felt not quite associated with you, but 2 dogs that had passed over. So probably the previous owners of your property have probably had a couple of dogs passed over. Did you also have a smaller dog as well that was connected to your family?
I currently have left a dog still alive back in Ireland, a small dog.
I've got a little dog coming through, and it's wanting to connect to you.
Yeah.
So you have a little dog living, is that correct?
Yeah, with my kids in Ireland.
Right.
And my ex, yeah.
Have you haven't seen that dog for a while, obviously, because of the COVID and everything
Been
else.
about
2 or 3
nearly 2
years.
yeah.
Is that a female dog?
No, maybe.
Male. My apologies.
Sorry.
Because I've got a little dog coming through and wanting to connect to you. So that was the dog that you had. It just came through really strongly, and it's just saying to you, I remember you, I miss you. You had a good connection with this little dog, did you?
Yeah.
And so you haven't seen it for a couple of years, is that right?
Yeah, it's been just over a year and a half, maybe more.
So is it 3 children?
2 boys.
2 boys and your ex-wife, is that correct?
Yes.
Let's just, okay, so what I'm going to say here is that this dog's coming through and telling me it's with family over in Ireland, is that correct?
Yeah.
Right, because this dog is, what's the dog's name?
Charlie.
Charlie's coming through and telling me that he understands the situation. So Charlie is living with family over in Ireland currently at this point, because Charlie is saying, hey, remember me, I want to make a connection. So this dog is actually in Ireland, but it is still living. So I've connected to a smaller one and the larger one that's passed over called Barney, which loved fishing and singing, which we established before. Okay, so Charlie is he a smaller dog? What is he, like a little Jack? I was just about to say, he is a Jack Russell. As soon as you said that, I'm thinking Jack Russell.
White and orange.
Sorry?
White and orange.
I was going to say it's a different colour. So Charlie's telling me that he is a Jack Russell, and he is telling me that he is a couple of colours. He's highly intelligent. Loves your family over there. So that's interesting. He's all the way from Ireland, yet he's able to come to Australia with a connection there and knows that you still love him. You always have done. And you think about him a lot. And he's a good dog, isn't he?
Yeah.
You had him. The family members had him from a puppy, did they?
Yeah.
Because I feel there are a couple of boys connected to this Charlie. What is he, about 6 or 7 now?
Yeah, about that, yeah.
Yeah, because he's telling me he's around about 6 or 7, and you guys had him from a puppy, and he just wanted to let you know that he still remembers you. So it's been, I think you said, it's been 18 months since you've seen Charlie.
At least, yeah.
Yes, because he's saying, can I just make a connection to my dad? I just wanted to let him know that I love him and he understands the circumstances on why you haven't seen him. He was not taking it personally. He's not going, well, why haven't you come to see me? Oh, they'll tell you off if they want you to know something, and in no uncertain terms, they just go, "Rah, rah, rah," and they'll tell you right off. And I have to be the bearer of the bad news, so don't shoot the messenger type of thing. But Charlie is saying, I'm happy, I'm healthy, I love my family over here, I love the people that I live with, but I remember you really well. I'm 7 years old, and I know that you haven't seen me for a while, and I just wanted you to know that I still think of you as well. So isn't that funny? He hasn't seen you for nearly 2 years, yet he's coming through today and saying to you, hey, I remember you. I think that's quite ironic.
Yeah, it's a long distance.
It is a long distance. You've had a few others pass over. It was mainly, were you both connected to the big dog and the
Yeah.
two little dogs? Because they're
No,
both
just the
coming.
big one.
Oh, the big one. Because the big one is coming through and just, it's almost like it's sitting on the table. I'm wondering if something would come through in the photo, in the recording, whether sometimes that does happen. I think that, so it's Oscar and Maisey right now. Two completely different personalities. They both greeted me at the door when Mark and I turned up here. And is Maisey the one that's naughty? Does she not always do as she's told?
It's probably more Oscar.
Maisie's telling me that she can be a little bit misbehaving at times.
She probably thinks she is.
She thinks she is. Now let's get to who loves the water. Is it Maisey?
Maisey.
Maisey. Because Maisie's telling me, so you have water on your property, like a dam or something like that. Okay, because she's saying, I love the water more of it. Do you know, you take her down there a lot, do you?
We do, yeah.
Yeah, she loves it. She's like, it feels like she's swimming or something. She's doing this. What is she doing?
Does she swim in the
She's
tank.
loving the swimming.
Well, she dunks her stick and lets it float to the surface. She likes that game.
Right, okay.
That's probably-
Because she's telling me about the fun and games in the dam. Great, love it. Love to go down there, love swimming. Does Oscar not so much like the water?
No,
Because
doesn't.
he tells me, oh, not getting in that.
No, he hates it.
He doesn't like the smell of it.
I don't blame him.
He doesn't even like to put his feet in the water, does he? I feel like he doesn't like to really go near the water or the mud or the dam itself. Whereas Maisey tells me she just comes flying and just jumps straight in and finds all the sticks and swims, and this is just great and I don't care how I smell.
Yeah, she doesn't.
She doesn't care. Whereas Oscar's going, papa, no thanks. I don't want to get into the water.
He does drink from it though.
Does drink. But he doesn't like to get in it.
No.
He's telling me he doesn't like to get in it. Has there a fish pond around here?
No, we do have bird baths, but we don't have a fish
Oh,
pond.
fish. Okay, we'll scrap that one. Something about some fish. Did you have some fish?
No.
Or was that you?
I used to go fishing with Barney, that's all.
Oh, no, that was something completely different. Barney loved to go fishing. And was Barney back in Ireland?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's telling me he lived in Ireland too.
Yes, yeah.
And he was a big part of your family. Has your dad passed?
He has, yeah.
I've got your father coming through. He's a lovely man, wasn't he? Beautiful
sure
man.
was, yeah.
Yes, because Barney is standing beside your dad. Has your dad been gone a few years now?
Yeah, good. 4 years now.
I was going to say, around, I feel like it's probably 4, 5, 6 years, something. He said it's a few years now. Did he wear a uniform, your dad?
Suits. He wore a lot of
Suits.
suits.
Suits. I feel he's dressed up, and I feel he's looking very debonair, so to speak. So he wore suits a lot, did he? Yes, because I'm feeling when he comes through to me, it's either a suit or it's a uniform of some kind, and I feel this man is had a great sense of humour, didn't he?
Very much so.
Yes, because he. Did he go downhill quite quickly, your dad?
Yeah, in the space of 6 months.
Yeah, because he tells me not sudden, but he said only a few months I went downhill. Was this a cancer?
Chest. Yeah.
Was this lung cancer?
Yeah.
Because he's telling me, he's pointing to the upper torso area, and he's saying to me it was cancer, and he's drawing there, so I'm thinking lungs, heart, something like that. And he still loved your mum very much, didn't he?
Yeah.
I never assume anything in these readings, but he's saying still love your mum. She's still gorgeous. You had a good relationship with your dad, didn't you?
Yeah.
Very much so, because your dad is telling me that you always had a great relationship with him. So I have Barney coming through, and there's a few other animals in there, but I feel that your dad, was he a smoker?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very much.
Okay, because I can smell cigarette. Every time I start to connect to him, I can smell cigarette. He's still smoking.
No doubt.
He's laughing. I'm laughing, and he's such a lovely man. He's going, well, try and stop me.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not going to try and stop and do anything, because I don't think anybody would win with that battle.
No, very much.
You met him, is that right?
Yes.
And he really liked you, didn't he?
Didn't think so.
He thought she was too good for me.
He's actually coming through and saying you're a good sort. And there was certainly no animosity or anything like that towards you, and he obviously adds you as part of the family. So there's nothing untoward's coming through that's negative. So he's saying you're a good person, and I like you very much. And who was the military guy? Was that your grandfather?
Oh, maybe my father's brother.
Oh,
Charlie.
father's brother.
Yeah,
because
his-
your father is bringing through a military man.
Yeah,
Was he like
that's-
in the First World War, was he?
He was in the
Second. Because he's telling me World War, and I'm feeling this is a military uniform that I've got coming through, and your dad's saying, and there's either it's his father or it's his brother, because here's your dad here, and here's the military man standing beside him.
That's Charlie, his older brother. Yeah.
They were close, weren't
Very
they?
close, yeah.
That's what Dad's showing me. He said, I've got your uncle coming now through now as well.
Yeah, his story to me was his job in the army was to paint the periscopes when they came out of the water from the submarine, so they couldn't see anything. And I believed him as a kid.
So he would tell you that
Tell you.
that little tale. He's a good guy though, isn't he?
Charlie,
Your uncle.
I remember him,
Yeah, because he said you remember me, and it's nice to see you. So Dad is there with his military brother with the World War II, and the two of them are reconnected. So they spend a lot of time together. Was there anything you wanted to ask? Does Oscar have tummy trouble sometimes as well?
He has troubles with his sort of anal glands, but the vets have all said there's nothing wrong with his anal glands. He has a lot of scooting.
There was something to do with the food system going through his like the metabolism. He's telling me it comes in, like he eats the food, and then I'm just having a look at a 3D on him, and so they're quite itchy. The anal glands are really quite itchy at times. And does he only just do this sometimes, every now and again? I feel like he doesn't do it all the time.
He seems to do it when he feels anxious.
Ah, right.
Or overexcited.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't actually seeing the food was a problem. It seemed to me, I'm saying to him, how often do you do this? Oh, only sometimes, not all the time. I get a little bit, okay, so the anxiety is what sometimes causes the problems with him. But he doesn't suffer from anxiety all the time though, does he?
He suffers it when I'm down at the clinic working on other dogs. He doesn't like to be away from me. And he's fearful of other dogs as well. So that's when he really gets over anxious.
I'm feeling like this is not a 24/7 thing. There's things that actually trigger him, and he's saying that when you're out of sight, he knows that you are actually in your clinic. Your clinic is in your home, or just outside of your home.
Yes.
Is that correct? So, does he bark at other dogs? Does he get a little bit emotional towards them? Because he's showing me every time he sees another dog, he gets quite anxious and starts to become red zone and
Yeah,
trying
very
to.
much so.
It's almost like you've got to hold on to him to stop him from wanting to go the other dog. But I have to say, I don't believe that he actually would harm another dog.
No, it's
Yeah.
fear. He's been to,
This is what
to
I
see
was
a lot
thinking.
of,
Yeah.
trainers, and it's fear based.
Because he's telling me that it's not that he wants to go and kill another dog. I'm not seeing that aggression. I'm seeing it's more, before you get a chance to bite me, I'm going to come at you first. And I'm going to tell you how it is around here. This is my house. If you don't like it, that's too bad. But he's saying to me that he understands the situation that he's in and what I'm going to try and do. Have you had about 3 trainers with him?
Oh, probably about, quite a few different ones over the years.
Haven't really done much good, have they?
No, they haven't.
So what I do in this case is help owners like yourself that are having problems with their animals. So it's I work with my guides and I bring my family members to and your family members and so forth. And your guides, is it your nan that's passed as well?
Yes.
Yeah, your mum is still here, is that right?
Yes.
Because and this is your mum's mum, is that correct?
Both my grandmothers have passed.
Were you close to your mum's mum, were you?
No.
She's been the other one.
The other one.
My apologies. Because I got your nan coming through on your mum's side, and then I've got one of the nans coming through them telling me that they were very close to you. So this is your dad's
My dad's mum.
mum.
Yeah.
Right. Was it Gran, was it?
No, I always called her by her name.
What was her name? Maria or something? Emily or something?
No, Yolande, but I always called her Yo-Yo.
Oh, yeah. I was trying to get the name, trying to understand, but you had a really good close connection with Yo-Yo, didn't you?
Yes, very
because she's coming through and saying that you and her always had a great bond with each other. Your dad and your uncle and your nan are coming through together, so sometimes I link the family members together. So Barney is I'm actually seeing, but I can see them that are passed over. So I'm seeing Barney sitting there with you, and I can see your dad and your uncle behind you, and then I've got your nan behind you, and then we've got the big dog, and then the 2 smaller ones coming through together. So is there anything you wanted to ask here? I'm also, sorry, I wanted to get back to Oscar for a second, and I'm trying to work with Oscar. He's quite stubborn, isn't he?
He's very stubborn. He listens to me. He doesn't always
He
listen
will
to
not.
Brian.
I'm looking at you and going, he's very stubborn, isn't he? He doesn't really listen.
He'd give me that look as if to say, "You've no authority over me."
That was it. Did you see the look on my face? It's like,
Yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely my dog.
Oscar, absolutely.
Yeah. But with Oscar, we could be taking him on a walk and a dog will run out of its house and attack him. So his fear isn't, it is based on the fact that he just gets attacked for no reason.
Oh, absolutely. So I think this has happened, 3 times now?
Yeah, at least 3 times.
Yeah, because he tells me that it's at least 3 times that all of a sudden, out of nowhere, another dog will come in and start to attack him. Has he had to have an operation or something because of one of them?
No.
What's under his arm? Does he have rashes or something?
No.
Or is that Maisey?
No, neither of them get
Oh,
rashes.
my dog in Ireland had a lump removed under his. Charlie.
Charlie.
Jack Russell.
One of them is living and saying to me, I just had an operation, had to have, so Charlie's telling me that even though he's over in Ireland, so you can confirm this because he's going under his arm. So there was an operation of a lump being moved.
Cancer's removed.
That's what he was showing me. It was a cancer, and I felt, so he's cancer free now, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yes, because he said we had to go and get a lump. Was that his front leg?
I'm not sure, actually, to be honest.
That's okay.
The scar is under the front.
Under the front, because he's showing me here, and he's saying, I'm all good now, forgot to tell you. I've had the operation. So you have been aware now of the operation to remove the lump from under the arm, and he has a little bit of a scar there now.
Yeah.
There you go. So Charlie's just saying, oh, and I forgot to tell you, I'm all good now. I don't have a cancer anymore. It's all gone. So he said, he asked me if I could just do a little bit of a scan on his body. Now, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a vet. I don't profess to be, have any actual training. But what I can see is that he's okay. He's all right. So I feel that whatever they did to, are they saying to you that he's cancer free now?
Yeah.
Because that's what I'm feeling around him. The lump was cancerous, was it?
Yeah, they removed it and they tested it and it was cancerous, but they got all of it. So.
This is what he wanted you to know. That's see, what I see here is that one of the dogs is coming through and I'm feeling a surgery, and then I'm seeing a lump taken out, and I'm looking at the lump and it's telling me that it's cancerous. So this is Charlie who's showing me this, and now I'm looking at Charlie and going, he is cancer free. He needed to tell you that. Bless him. Is there anything quickly you wanted to ask? Because I'm working with both of your living dogs.
Yeah.
Maisey, obviously I need to work on, we'll do a follow-up with Oscar. I'll work with him. Excuse me.
I do just have one question
Sure.
for
Maisey's like, I'm all good.
So,
She's all right, isn't she, Maisey? She's
Yeah.
like, just work on Oscar.
Yeah.
He's a weirdo sometimes.
yeah, so I have the ashes from 2 of my dogs that have passed over, and also a foster dog, and I'd just like to know where would they like their ashes scattered.
Do you know, I'd have to ask them individually. Excuse me. I'd have to ask them individually. So what's the names of the animals?
There's Pepper, Meg, and Xena.
Was Pepper the bigger dog?
That was Meg.
Oh, Meg, sorry. And that was the rescue
Yes.
foster dog.
The foster dog was the small dog, Xena. She died in my care. She came to me for palliative care.
Yes. Because Zena is telling me that it wasn't, you didn't have her for that long.
No.
Right, so it was only a few months, was it, that you had her?
Probably about a year.
A year, yeah. Do you know, it's sometimes when you connect to animals, it's like, I just want to be with you. When you've got their ashes, I've got my ashes of my dogs, 4 of my animals, and I just cart them from house to house to house. But the funny thing is that all these 3 animals are very different personalities.
Very much so.
And I'm saying to Meg and Xena, they're saying, I love the bush. What was the third one's name?
Pepper.
Pepper, that's it. Pepper's like near the water. Okay, so Pepper's saying near the water, and Meg and Xena are going, love the bush.
Okay.
Just the bush area. So, even though you've got 3 ashes of 3 different animals, it doesn't necessarily say that they are all in agreement with they want to go in the same place. Because that's not always, like I said, 2 want to go in the bush, the other one wants to go near the water.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Let's do a follow-up on Oscar. Maisey doesn't have a real lot to say. She's like, yeah, come and see me again. I like you. She's a pretty good, well-behaved dog. Oscar, I work on, I feel like sometimes when there's some really underlying emotional issues going on, then that can sometimes cause a little bit of tummy trouble. You know, when you get really nervous in your tummy? Yeah. I think that is what is causing the anal glands to be a little bit overactive at times, because I feel like it's been triggered by the anxiety. So let's try and get him in a calm place, and we'll come back and have a quick chat to you and see what you think. So,
Sure.
All right. Thank you so much for watching this episode with Brian and Catherine, and really great. Subscribe, like, and hit that notification. Blooper. Beep, beep. Rewind. Like, subscribe, and please hit that notification bell. Thank you for watching me once again, and a lot more to come up soon. Have a great day, everybody, and hug your fur babies. Bye.